If you're thinking about buying a home here in Las Vegas, here's what you need to know. Hi, my name is Mike with Snowbird Nation, brokered by eXp Realty. And before we get into that, check the link below and go ahead and get our relocation guide. There's some things you need to ask yourself before you try and buy a house here in Las Vegas. The first, of course, is how long do you intend to be here? Is your job stable? Or do you intend to be here for a number of years or just a short amount of time? Because we have to balance that against the appreciation in the market. Now, right now, the appreciation in the market is just going crazy, which means that the prices are going up, 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 and up. And all houses seem to be appreciating at a pretty brisk rate every year. And right now, it's a good time. So the question is, if you're going to be here a short time, will the appreciation actually catch up so that when you're ready to move, you will actually come out even or ahead based on everything you've spent to maintain and own the house over that course of time? So as we're starting to compare that time versus the actual appreciation, the other thing we have to ask ourselves is, do we have orders to come to Vegas? Are we only going to be here a short time, or we don't know when we're going to be pushed out into other orders elsewhere? One of the things we have to recognize is there are some people who will actually come here, and then if their orders take them elsewhere, am I going to rent out that house? Does it now become a good rental and investment property? These are questions you need to ask your realtor before really kind of getting into this. And of course, we can have that conversation with you at any time. Just let us know. So once you have decided to buy, what happens next? Well, next, we want to make sure we have our ticket to the show. That ticket to the show is our conversation we're going to have with our lender. Because if we don't have a suitcase of cash that we're just going to go and plunk down and buy that house, we're probably going to need to get financed. And if we're going to get financed, we need to talk to a lender. If you want to know more about your loan options, see the card on the screen now. When we are looking for that ticket to the show, that pre-qualification onwards to that pre-approval document that's going to help us show any seller in this market that we are very serious and capable about buying a house, what we're going to need to do is sit down and shop. When I say shop, not every lender is the same. We can actually shop for a loan the same way we shop for bread or prescriptions. Prices and actual costs out of our pocket can vary widely. And as such, we need to talk to more than one lender, perhaps. And what that might mean is having our credit pulled more than once. And if we have our credit pulled more than once, here's the big tip for this video. Make sure that your credit is pulled during the same, as many times as you need to, but during the same 30-day period. Because that way, the people who are ever checking your credit scores will recognize you're shopping for a mortgage, and this is very normal, and it won't affect your credit score nearly as much. Congratulations, you have that ticket to the show. What's next? Well, this is the time that you actually sit down very seriously with your realtor to discuss what are your shopping options, because it's time to go shopping. So at this point, how many bedrooms, and do we want a pool, and what are we specifically looking for and at? And let's start that search. Let's kind of narrow that down on the computer at this point, and then kind of narrow the number down to exactly how many we want to go see in person, if at all. Sometimes we do this on virtual tours specifically, depending upon where you're located and where you're coming in from. When figuring out the things you want, and sometimes some of the things you didn't realize you wanted, this is the vital time to have that conversation with your realtor. They're going to help you kind of go through the list of all the amenities and options and the things that are very specific to Vegas, because houses here are not like the rest of the country. And so we're going to go ahead and talk about all those things that are possible for you. Once we determine that this is the house, you've walked in it or you've seen it on video and we've kind of looked it all the way through and you said, that's it, that's it, that's it. We're going to write a contract. That ticket to the show plus a real estate purchase contract. And your realtor is going to help marry those together, put them together, have you endorse those documents, and then we're going to go ahead and present it. And now's the time for the realtor to go to work. We're going to go ahead and negotiate that for you with your assistance and kind of walk you through every step of the way so that you are fully educated on each step and actually have the opportunity to participate. Not all realtors give you that opportunity. When you work with us, we take a lot of the stress off your hands. See, Snowbird Nation is your chief real estate advocates. We will actually take and handle those hard conversations in negotiation. And sometimes if we have to play the bad guy, we'll play the bad guy because we are your advocate, and we're going to take care of all that stuff that sometimes gets a little bit messy. Inspections, appraisals. What happens when the appraisal comes in less than the contract price and your lender isn't willing to loan you more money than the appraisal says it's worth? That's when your real estate agents really go to bat for you and have that conversation that sometimes other people don't want to have, because now we got to actually get that price negotiated down. Once everything is agreed upon and we have a signed and endorsed contract on all sides and everybody's happy, then we've got about 30 to 45 days where title's going to do their work and make sure that you can have free and clear title of that property and that house, where the appraisal is going to happen to justify the value of that house to the bank, where the lender is going to get to work for you and make sure that all the documents are in order and work with you as your partner so that all the lending is done free and clear and that everything goes smoothly. And then eventually we're going to get to that point where everything becomes clear. When I say clear, I mean clear to close. So somewhere between 30 and 45 days later, we can actually get all the signing done. And a lot of times that signing can be done remotely from where you might be, not even in the state. And so when that happens and the pool property is recorded, then we get to do the very famous transfer of the keys. We get to give you the keys and the property is yours. Congratulations. If you made it this far through the video, then you're going to want to absolutely watch which loan options are available here in Las Vegas so that you can start kind of thinking, what's the conversation I need to have with my lender to get that ticket to the show? And remember, only you can make your real estate dreams take flight.